Figured it out. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. You should totally be able to hear us now. Hey, it's Chaos Day! We'll go back and go ahead and fix that in just a second. Sound. Yeah, okay, there we go. There's the sound. There's gotta be sound.
There's gonna be sound eventually?
There should be sound. There should be sound.
Well, I think there's a little bit of a...
Yeah, there's definitely a lag.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident I fixed There
we go.
There it is.
Okay.
Hey, sound. Okay,
Sound.
let's start it over.
Okay.
Chaos Space Rules. Okay, so we hadn't gotten too far into it. I'm just going to let everyone know that that's not normal. It's just when I get behind the scenes. It's,
yes.
I'm not usually the tech guy.
No, the Warpsmiths are out. Siegs is
out there learning Warhammer 10th Edition to
yes.
show all you clowns how to get downs.
Neither of us have our Mecha Dendrites installed yet.
No, not at all. But you know what? We got this. We got Chaos Space Marine Army rules. We're doing daily Art of War reveals right now. And you know what? It's super exciting.
It's super exciting.
Super duper exciting. Yep. So we're going to go through just this video along with Death Guard, Thousand Suns, and World Leaders and go through live our reactions to all these data sheets, what we think is good, what we think is bad, what we think is ugly. There's no ugly Chaos Space Marines.
There's a few ugly Chaos Space Marines.
No, they're all beautiful.
Stan.
Quinton. So Quinton's here to join me. He's going to be joining us all day. He is here to provide us with Quinton's fun facts.
I know. I've got a fun fact for Chaos Space Marines.
He's got a fun fact for Chaos.
Did you know that Martin Luther nailed 95 theses to a door of a church in Wittenberg, Germany on October 31st, 1517? It was the OG heretic.
No. What did he do?
He nailed 95 theses to the door of a church in Germany.
Theses? Like thesis statements?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said the Catholic Church is bad, and here's 95 reasons.
Oh.
And do you know what happened, why we have Protestant Christianity?
No.
Because of that. Caused a big old split. The Protestant Reformation, a whole bunch of wars. It's like one of the defining moments in European history.
History.
Yeah.
Just look at that. Fun facts with Quinton.
Also, heresy. So,
well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you found a heretical type of
yes.
rule to go over.
Because we have Heretic Astartes.
We absolutely do. So for those of you who are new here, when we don't have sound issues, which I promise is not often, we typically go through competitive 40k content. And we break it down, trying to help you learn the game, become your best. Basically, we want to help you get better at Warhammer, and we're going to break down these rules and show you how. So, if you like this video and you like this kinds of content, stick around, explore our channel a little bit, give us a like, subscribe even, it really helps us keep producing this content. We actually just recently hit 40,000 subscribers as of yesterday. Thank you so much to all of you.
40k channel, 40,000 subscribers.
I remember when 10,000 subscribers was like such an impossibly far goal. And here we are, a couple years later, 40,000 subscribers. I can't thank you all enough to do that. You're literally making my dreams come true. So if you're new here, give us a subscription. You know, it's free. Like the video. Leave a comment telling us what you think of Quinton's fun fact. Or maybe these Chaos Space Marine rules that we're about to go into.
A whole lot of Chaos Space Marine rules.
Whole lot of Chaos Space
Jack and I did every single Space Marine data sheet, and you and I, we're going to do a whole lot of these Chaos Space Marine data sheets.
Right. And if you want, you can check out the War Room. It's right below me, right above Quinton, and down in the description below. thewarroom.vhx.tv will take you to our 3-day free trial experience of the War Room, where you can interact with on our Discord with all of our top coaches. You can interact with our content. We have so much content coming out for 10th edition, and as soon as we get points, we're going to be jamming games at you, doing list breakdowns, all kinds of cool stuff. So do not go anywhere. Stay right here. Get some popcorn. Do all that at the same time, because we are going in on these Chaos Space Marines.
Really? Okay.
So
what do Chaos Space Marines do, Nick? What's their army rule?
So their army rule, this has already been previewed to us. They are either getting lethal hits or sustained hits based on if they pass a Dark Pact. And you can take a Dark Pact test, which is just a leadership test, every time you choose to shoot with a unit or fight with a unit. And it's unit by unit, so this unit over here can have sustained hits, and that unit over there can have lethal hits, and it can be shooting, combat. Very, very customizable. But Chaos is fickle, so if you happen to fail your Dark Pact test, your leadership test, you're going to take some D3 mortal wounds. So that's the army-wide rule.
But you still get the ability.
Do you still get the ability?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you sure do. You still get the ability. So, like, no harm, no foul here. Just some.
Can you use this
damage.
in Overwatch?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
So if you get charged, you can fire Overwatch, fail the leadership test, kill yourself, remove the unit, and they can't pass their charge.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Look at that. Q Money's
War
already,
tactics.
we're already pitching out the man.
I know.
Started him early, and now look at him go.
We also have another special rule, the Lost and the Damned. This one's pretty simple. It just means you can run Khorne Berserkers, Rubric Marines, and Plague Marines in your Chaos Space Marine detachment.
From the respective codexes.
From their codexes.
Indexes.
And you want to know what the cool thing about that is?
What's that?
They get the Dark Pacts.
They do have the dark packs.
Because their faction rules are placed with Heretic Astartes.
That's super exciting. So not only can you add more units basically to your detachment rule, but you can also supplement this with demons, which, we just learned have 500 up to 500 points of demons.
Chaos Knights.
Or Chaos Knights.
So you can run 500 points of Chaos Space Marines in your
Chaos Space Marine
army.
Hey! So here we've got Marks of Chaos.
Okay. So tell me what these do.
Okay, these are awesome. So Marks used to just be a keyword. Well, Marks have changed their identity over
every edition. Yeah.
The most recent editions, they were just a keyword which you could use to interact with special rules. Now they're a keyword, but they also give you an ability.
Okay.
So when you pass a Dark Pact, you get lethal hits or sustained hits. And if you have that ability, that you pass your Dark Pact, and you have a specific mark, it'll translate to an extra bonus score. So if you're Khorne, Mark of Khorne, this is free. You can just give your units marks. You don't pay points for these. If you're... I'm assuming, actually, but I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, so Khorne is going to be lethal hits on 5. So if you're in close combat and you pass your Dark Pact test, lethal hits on 5s for the Khorne people.
That's really good.
That's really good. Now, and you know what's cool? As we'll get to, things like Cultists are mark of whatever.
So for those of you in the chat, if you are low strength attacking something high strength, so you would wound on 6s, like Cultists or regular Chaos Space Marines, and you have lethal hits... every hit is 6 hits. Mathematically, it's equivalent.
That's crazy.
Which means that you'd have, like, quintuple Tesla 5s. Is the equivalent explosions for this.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is super awesome. So, basically, they're all kind of variations of this, right? So, you're going to get unmodified 6 is critical hits, so lethal hits, 5 hit auto wound. Tzeentch is going to be the same idea, but for shooting. So, Khorne combat, Tzeentch shooting. Nurgle is going to be same idea, but sustained hits, the other half of the Dark Pact. So you're going to get sustained hits on 5s in shooting phase for Nurgle, sustained hits on 5s in Slaanesh. So basically, Khorne punches tanks better, Slaanesh punches dudes better. Tzeentch shoots tanks better, Nurgle shoots dudes better. And then Chaos Undivided, which, you can just choose to be Chaos Undivided, which obviously will mean you're foregoing all of those things, but it means when you pass a Dark Pact test, you'll just get innate rerolls of 1 to hit. Which, not bad. Not bad. Fewer rerolls in 40k.
Fine over. There's been 0 days since the unit has 4 rolls to hit.
Yeah, I know, right? So, okay. There are some restrictions to Chaos Space Marines. Khorne can't be a Psyker. What a shocker. And the character with the leader ability can only be attached to a bodyguard unit if those units share one of the same keywords from the list above.
Okay.
Which is interesting because Abaddon, who we've already seen, has all the keywords. So he can join units so long as your unit has one of the keywords. That is cool.
Well, does he also have the undivided keyword?
I don't believe so. I think he just has the marks. So he can't join an undivided unit.
We've got some stratagems here.
We do have some stratagems. So Infernal Rites is 2 CP, which is expensive these days. Your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets is when you're going to use it. You select 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army and -1 AP. Which
That's very good these days.
It really is. It really is.
So do you want to know why that's really good, especially in 10th edition?
Because everyone's AP went down?
Everyone's AP down, but also cover's a lot easier to get, and you can get it on things like vehicles.
That's true.
Which means your 2 up save vehicles, 0 up save.
I'm a little sad that Space Marines get 1 CP armor of Contempt, because that's literally what this is, but I paid 2 CP. But that doesn't diminish the fact that it is a good rule.
It is a very good
It just means that comparatively...
I did notice that I was 2 CP.
I'm sad.
But yeah, okay.
Okay, so then we've got Profane Zeal, 1 CP, target 1 heretic unit in your army in the shooting or fight phase. And then until the end of that phase, you're going to reroll hits of 1 and reroll wounds of 1. And if you're undivided, you just get to reroll hits and reroll wounds.
That's good.
So that's a legit reason to play
good.
undivided. Like I was of the mind of like, why wouldn't I take lethal hits or exploding hits or whatever? But access to reroll hits and wounds is amazing.
I think that's going to be a book-defining strat.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so. And then we've got Eternal Hate here for 1 CP. Fight phase just after an enemy has selected its targets. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army when it selected attacks. Basically, this is your fight on death. And if it triggers on a 4+, and if you're Mark of Khorne, it's going to trigger on a 3+. And a lot like what you were saying in the Demon book, these stratagems that are all like God-locked or generic strats everybody can use, but if your God matches up with the keyword, so Khorne unit doing the Khorne strat, you're going to get a bonus.
Okay.
So... Skin Shift over here is the Tzeentch one. You use it in your command phase, and your unit regains up to 3 lost wounds.
Okay.
And if it's a Tzeentch model, you can just return a model with its full wounds remaining additionally.
That seems really good.
So, like, let me just heal my Terminator, revive a Terminator. Old school Apothecary for 1 CP over here. This is actually pretty good. Not something you'll spam out every turn necessarily, but definitely a good strat to keep in your pocket. You can also gain movement off of that. It's one of those tricks we teach in the War Room.
Gain movement, yeah.
Gain movement.
You can also... When does it happen?
Happens in your command base.
So you can steal objectives.
You totally can
steal objectives.
You
Okay.
totally can. Unnatural Swiftness happens for 1 CP in your movement phase. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army is selected, and then you basically get fallback and charge, and advance and charge, and advance and shoot. So...
And if you're Slaanesh, advance and charge.
Sorry. So
that's very good.
Yeah. So basically, Slaanesh units really make amazing use of this. Fallback and shoot and charge is not a bad rule on its own, but not necessarily that commonly coming
It's
up.
a great strat to have.
It's a good strat to have.
Yeah.
But advance and charge, which is what happens when you're Slaanesh, that's money making. Okay, and the last one over here, Dark Obscuration. This is a fun one. Use it in your opponent's shooting phase after a unit has selected its targets, and that timing is going to become key here in just a second. You target one of your Heretic Astartes units that was targeted, and then until the end of the phase, that unit has stealth, so functionally -1 to hit from these incoming attacks. And then in addition, if the unit you selected is Nurgle, until the end of the phase, your opponent can't target you with more ranged attacks unless they're within 12 inches. So the unit that's initially targeting you while you're using the strat can target you even if it's like 45 inches away.
Doesn't matter.
It'll resolve its attacks. You'll be stealth, but then pew, 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 pew. Beyond that, though, no one else is finishing me off. So if you have a big unit of Accursed Cultists or Terminators or 10-man bikes or whatever, you can really make them unshootable as you walk up.
That first hit better hit.
The first hit better hit. Yeah.
So if your opponent's got a lot of MSU guns, sorry,
you're
bro.
getting shot by one of those.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Okay, so let's keep on rocking and rolling. We've got the Talisman of Burning Blood, which is for Khorne models. Add 1 to the strength and attacks characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons, and each time the bearer's unit makes a dark pack until the end of the phase, add D3 to the strength and attacks.
Okay, so this can go on like a Demon Prince or something real smashy.
A Demon Prince, potentially. You can put enhancements on a Disco Lord.
Ooh.
They go on vehicles.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I'm assuming they can go on vehicles, and you can put that on a Disco Lord. They could put Warlord traits and relics on the Disco Lords before.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Do they have 5?
They have 5.
So one for each
they have
mark
one
and
for each
undivided.
god and one for undivided. Yeah, they have 5 enhancements. So Eye of Tzeentch is each time the bearer's unit makes a dark pact, take a leadership test. So after you take a leadership test, take a leadership test.
Oh wow, okay.
And if you pass, gain a CP.
That's good.
Gaining a CP is great. The hilarity of that, though. But, it's a little redundant because Abaddon also gets you CP when you just
I
pass
like
the
Abaddon.
dark pact.
You're going to find out
So
we like
Abaddon passes a dark pact test and then has to roll a 2 up to get you a CP. This guy passes a dark pact test and then has to do it again to get you a CP. Like, what is this chaos? Okay, so Orbs of Unlife is the Nurgle one. At the end of the fight phase, roll D6 for every unit within 6 of the bearer. It's like a grenade.
Yep.
Adding 1 to the result of the bearer's unit made a dark pact.
Okay.
On a 4+ or 3+, presumably, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So
That's
little
fine.
bomb, yeah.
I probably wouldn't take it, but
Hard to apply because 6
yeah,
inch
it's
range.
just
The Heretic Astartes Slaanesh Intoxicating Elixir, 5 up feeling pain. And
That's
then
good.
if the bear's unit made a dark pact, then after the bear has resolved attacks this turn, select one enemy unit that was hit by one or more of the attacks and they have to take a battle shot.
Okay.
That's just good.
Yeah.
Put that on the Prince, put that on Disco Lord, be happy.
Yep.
And Liber Hereticus is the last one. This is for Undivided. Each time the bear's unit makes a dark pact, that unit's weapons gain lethal and sustained hits instead
That's
of just
really
one.
good.
Reroll hits, reroll wounds, lethal hits, sustained hits.
Yeah, wow, okay.
My hits auto wound you. My hits also become more hits. Those hits will wound
I
you with
really
rerolls.
like Undivided.
Undivided.
Undivided. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool, because usually Undivided is like the worst one by miles, because like it just doesn't get a bonus.
Yes.
It's like reroll leadership.
They really made Undivided feel distinct.
Yeah, it is cool. I like that. And they got
pretty
this
art.
guy, pretty art, Codex art over here.
What are they fighting? Do we know?
I don't think we can see their
I'm
opponents.
going to say the terrible...
no, but we can see Abaddon. Let me zoom out for you. I always do this.
The Dawn himself.
Dabba-dabba-doo. Dabba-doo. One more. Hey,
there we go. Okay, hold on. Chaos Undivided keyword.
So, he does. Okay.
He's all of them.
I think the chat pointed that out, but you know what, chat? We are slow on the uptake too sometimes.
Yep.
Abaddon's got it all. He can do whatever he wants. He wants to reroll hits and wounds, he sure can.
So, an important thing to note about Abaddon is the fact that since he has every keyword, the unit he gains will also have every keyword, and he can go in any unit.
So you're saying if Abaddon joins say 10 Terminators.
Yes.
Those 10 Terminators can reroll all their hits and wounds, can fight on death, can not be shot at, can heal the damage from the first unit that
I think
shot
they
me,
might also...
and can advance.
Do they
and
get the
charge.
bonuses for the mark? Is it if the unit is marked? I think they might get...
Yeah, the unit has the mark keyword. Are you talking for these abilities here? When mustering, if this unit weapons gain...
Yeah, so they get all of these.
Yeah, they sure would. So... Yeah, basically, Abaddon joins a unit of 10 Terminators, or Legionnaires. You can do Legionnaires too. And whatever unit he joins
so Terminators.
goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Like extra beyond Super Saiyan.
So he is, which is awesome. He's awesome. What does he hits really hard too, right?
Yeah, what does he hit really hard? Like,
Yeah.
Forget the fact that he can just reroll whatever he likes, and he gets exploding 5s and lethal 5s.
So if he makes a dark, if this unit makes a dark pact, does he get everything on 5s?
No, because when you make a dark pack, you have to choose: am I getting sustained hits or lethal hits?
Well, you could just spend the CP to get both.
Yeah,
because he's undivided.
Because he's under. Yeah, so then in that case, it would
get
get all
lethal,
4.
yeah.
So you get all the lethals and all the sustains
On 5s. That seems good.
Holy guacamole and cheese! And then, so it's rerolling all its hits, rerolling all its wounds, lethal hits on 5s, sustained hits on 5s, walking around unshootable, reviving with a Terminator every turn for the one unit that did do damage to it.
This unit better be expensive.
How expensive can you make it? Like, I'm just gonna pay for it. What, 1,000 points? Sure, here you go. Death Stars, baby. Like, what?
Well, he's also just a 6-inch aura of reroll hits for everything.
I've been going on about
Or a
the
4
4+ invulnerable save, but like, forget Abaddon's buffing capabilities. He just turns this unit into a nightmare.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, but he's also 8 attack, strength 14, AP 4, damage 3, devastating wounds.
You could also just put him into 5 Terminators and put that in a Land Raider and just zoom. Yeah. So I mean, there's options here. Abaddon, the spoiler. Okay.
He also gives you CP.
There's other data sheets, though. There's other things this Chaos Armory does. Like Haarkan Worldclaimer. This guy is awesome. He's very flavorful. He's a Raptor character.
He's got a D3 sustained hits D3 Meltagun.
Sustained hits D3 Meltagun. That is pretty good.
I was actually not as well. But it's kind of like a Meltagun.
It's a Hell Spear.
It's a Hell Spear.
Strength 8 AP 3
He throws his spear.
He's Herald.
He's like Aryak Rockfist.
Arjak Rockfist.
Yeah.
So here he's got precision, 6 attacks, strength 5, AP 2 damage. He is Mark of Undivided, so he's rerolling whatever he likes.
And then he's got 1 spear attack.
And he's got 1 extra spear attack, strength 8, AP 3 damage. So he's not bad in combat. He definitely is not. While models in the unit he's leading, each time the unit makes a charge, they basically do a current style Hammer of Wrath. So roll die for every month the unit, 4 up as immortal.
That's good.
And then, while an enemy unit is within 6 of this model and the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, if that enemy is below starting strength, it's going to take a battle shock, and this cannot cause the unit to take 2 battle shocks if it's already below half strength.
Okay.
So that's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But he joins Raptors. I mean, if you're going to run Undivided Raptors, the problem with Raptors is that they don't hit very hard, and he joins the unit, and now they hit hard.
Yeah,
so,
this
awesome.
guy slams.
If he's like, he reminds me of Zagstruck. Like, if he's like a Zagstruck-esque character, I think that's sweet. I hope he is that.
Yeah.
Huron Blackheart. So he's one of my favorite characters. He's got this Flamer Claw, which ignores cover, strength 6, AP 1, 5 wounds, 4 pinville.
Do you want to know what the first army I ever started collecting in 40k was? Like, I started collecting? Red Corsairs.
Red Corsairs. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Did you paint them red?
I did. I painted them like Red Corsairs.
Nice. So his Exalted weapon is 6 attack, strength 5, AP 2, and 2 damage. And then he's got the Tyrant's Claw, which is another casual 10 attacks.
Well, it's one or the other. It doesn't have extra attacks. Oh, so you get one or the other. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a sweeper strike.
It's a sweeper strike, just not listed that way. Dang.
We got a $5 super chat
from
Canadian.
Macelia Delt. Thank you so much for your support.
Huron is a huge flavor fail, not being a Terminator or being able to lead Terminators. Also, no bike leader is big sad. Yeah, no bike leader is big sad.
But you know what's not big sad, and I do appreciate your support, and I feel for you on Huron not being a Terminator. But he does allow you to redeploy 3 Heretic Astartes infantry units.
But read when it is.
After Vil players have deployed their armies. Oh,
it's a bonus. Yeah, you still don't know who goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just melting after that one. So I was thinking you could know who's going first or second and be like, Kavash, Phantasm. But no. Well, he adds 1 to the objective control to models in
Do you know who knows who's going first or second when they redeploy?
I don't.
It's Space Marines.
Space
Marine Blood.
Don't turn this into that quick. Okay. This is a happy day for chaos. The Hamadroya's knowledge allows him to move.
Do you know what Space Marines don't have?
What's a lane?
Abaddon The Despoiler.
They don't have Abaddon The Despoiler. Bring it, Lion. I'm going forward. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, he can join Chosen Legionnaires,
Yeah,
which makes sense. I think most people can join Chosen Legionnaires.
Makes sense.
We've got a Demon Prince over here.
Demon Prince. So you know what I've been really excited about?
What's
that
that?
I really like, that I love a lot, is that every Demon Prince we've seen is different.
That's true.
Like the wings, not wings. Because before it was like, why don't you just take the wings? They all do the same thing.
Yeah,
now they all do different things.
So this one, much like the Chaos Demon Prince, but different. Instead of giving stealth to all the units within 6, gives the benefits of cover.
It's good.
That is good. Your army is made of power armor. You like cover.
Yep.
And then once per game, this model can reroll one hit and every time this model shoots or fights, it can reroll one hit and one reroll. I'm Eldar.
I know. Yeah. No, that's good.
And then we got a $10 super chat from Peter Ivan. Thank you. Not to skip too far ahead, but do you think the Despoiler's movement rule will actually be fielded, or do you still think it's still too clunky to actually move? Despoiler's movement
I think he
rule.
means the what's the
Defilers?
Defiler, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it also has the scuttling horror.
Yeah. Peter, please clarify if we're missing your question. Thank you so much for your super
If you mean
chat.
the Defiler or Abaddon the Despoiler, because I don't think Abaddon has a movement.
I think he's talking about the Defiler.
I agree.
The Defiler is... Well, we haven't gotten to its data sheet yet,
Yeah.
but like just from moving it around, I think that will definitely help, not solve it. It's going to be format dependent. Like WTC has a gajillion ruins. He's not scuttling over.
So
ruins.
one thing is the issue is that a lot of ruins that we have left over from 9th edition are 5 inches tall because that was the like obscuring thing.
Right. So
yeah,
it's a practical thing. Like, can it actually? It is the Father. Thank you. Can he actually benefit from this rule with the logistics of
we'll
his
see.
terrain? That's the
that rule is if you have a lot of smaller ruins, if you're like a local FLG, then FLGS, then absolutely. If you're at like a GW event and all the ruins are pretty tall, it doesn't actually do that much.
Right.
Yeah.
So about where you're playing. Then a $5 super chat from Super Bahara.
Super Bahara!
Great name, great
My
bird.
second favorite character in the game.
My second favorite bird in the game. Yeah. I like that none of the special characters have Legion keywords, so you can mix them. Also, Undivided Obliterators are LOL. Yeah, Undivided Obliterators, I bet will stick. Undivided.
Woo! Yeah, I like the special characters are kind of how they were in 7th edition, where you could take them, but also you can't make a Super Death Star anymore. But you can make a Super Baharoth.
You can make a Super Terminator Abaddon Death Star, Quinton.
That's fair, but could you imagine if you could add like 3 Chaos Lords and
true.
like you would add like the Nurgle Greater Demon with the 4-up and Lapine to protect the unit.
I like a Chaos Knight character and join with the unit. That's 7th edition. Yeah. So anyways, back to this Demon Prince. Same strike and sweep profile we've been seeing, so pretty identical stat-wise. Basically, and all the different gods give you the same
thing.
Same bonus. The only difference is gods will actually matter to your marks and your packs
Yes.
in this faction. But largely speaking, this Demon Prince is an Aura of Cover. And then the Demon Prince with wings. Wow, how did I know that was next?
Whoa.
Same exact data sheet here.
What does he do? He does mortals?
He does,
like
each time this model makes a charge move, select one enemy unit within engaged range, roll a 1d6 for each of this model's remaining wounds, so presumably 10, but also not necessarily. He can just be shot. For each 4+, the enemy suffers 1 mortal wound to a maximum of 6. So an average of 5 and a max of 6. That's if he's unwounded. That's pretty weak. It's pretty. I mean, like if he slams into you and just does 5, that's pretty strong, but it doesn't have to be that way. Each time this model ends a normal move or advanced move, select one enemy unit moved over during the turn, and it must take a battle shot test.
Okay.
I like that, but on a move 12 unit, it's kind of still hard to apply.
Yeah.
I also like Zint25's $10 super chat. Thank you, Zint, and he just became a member yesterday. Thank you for that as well. Going back and forth on which mark for the Winged Prince. Khorne with the Talisman is going to murder everything, but Slaanesh with the Elixir is fast and stole the Death Guard's Fiend Pain and has advanced in Short Strike. Yeah, there's so many combos. Chaos Space Marine is all about like how you stack these combos together, and ultimately like the strats and the rules and the dark packs are going to come together to amplify your damage.
Slaanesh, give us Nurgle players back our 5-up Fiend Pain, please.
Yeah, what is that? Why is this identity theft going on? Slaanesh is just like, Nurgle, you're slow and tough. What if you're just slow? What if I'm tough now?
Do you want to know what else is annoying? So the Death Guard have a heal strat. It's just D3 wounds. The Tzeentch one is flat 3 and resurrect a guy.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
Sure is.
At least the Nurgle strat is good. Like, don't shoot me is good.
No, but the Death Guard one is.
We'll
talk about Death Guard.
We'll get Death Guard later. Okay, Fabius Bile.
Fabulous Bill?
So he's basically an add-on to Legionnaires Are Chosen.
Okay.
And
what does he do? He
does weird stuff. He attaches to a unit, and then they gain +1 strength and +1 toughness.
Okay.
And then once per turn, I can blank a save. I can blank the damage of a failed save to 0. So kind of like the old rack rule or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then on a 2+, I stand back up when I'm destroyed.
Okay.
These are all fine rules, but nothing that really gets me out of bed and excited when I have rules like lethal hits on 5's reroll hits. You know, what's +1 strength on that? So offensively, he's got the Rod of Torment, which is 6 attack hitting on 2, strength 5, AP 1, and 3 damage.
Okay, that's pretty good.
He's got a Needler Pistoler, which is like a 3-shot anti-infantry 2+ AP 1, 2 damage pistol. He's got 2 extra attacks, which suck, and he's got the Search and Acolyte tools, which suck. He's pretty meh. Mm-hmm. He's also got 5 of Feeling Pain and 5 wounds, so he's not soft.
I hope he's cheap.
He better be cheap. He better be like not... I don't want to spend more than like 60 points on him. I don't even want to spend 60 on him.
He's like a 40-point character.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Cypher.
Cypher, now he's really cool.
Lone Operative?
Lone Operative.
Amazing.
Great roll right off the bat. He's got pistols.
So one thing you're going to notice is that if anything has Lone Operative or a Lone Operative equivalent where it can't be shot, that unit immediately becomes worthy of looking at again.
Yeah.
Like that rule by itself is just amazing.
So Cypher's got a bolt pistol and a plasma pistol, and they're different because they're Cyphers. They both have sustained hits 1. The bolt pistol is 6 shots. It's an AP 1 bolt pistol. The plasma pistol is 3 shots, strength 8, AP 3, 2 damage. They're both sustained hits 1. He is not, or he is Heretic Astartes. So
he's not marked.
He's not marked. I think there was a keyword he's missing. I think he can't do the Dark Pacts. I know he's got Dark Pacts right there, so he's good to go. And then he's an Agent of Discord. This is, in my opinion, the best thing he brings to the table. Mm-hmm. He can pick an enemy strat and make it cost 1 more.
He's effect.
And then he's got the Guns Blazing rule. So if you shoot at my CSM unit and Cypher happens to be within 3 inches of that CSM unit, after your unit is done shooting, Cypher can just shoot you. Now, Cypher's
unlimited times?
Unlimited times. I mean, my unit still has to be here.
It's fair, yeah.
And Cypher has to be within 3, and he's got a 12-inch range. So, like, practical
limitations,
not, yeah. But in theory, unlimited. It's like the theoretical murder thing, you know?
Yes.
Always a theory.
But the theoretical. But you know what we do have? It's not theoretical.
What's that?
We got a $5 super chat from Super Baharoth.
Super Baharoth, another $5 swooping in here. Nurgle Vindicators and Forge Fiends incoming. Oh, don't you worry. We are going to be talking about Nurgle Vindicators and Forge Fiends. Forge Fiends.
Very
Forge
good.
Fiends.
Forge Fiends. Forge Fiends.
Okay. And Forge Fiends. Okay. And Cypher comes with 4 pinball. Okay. So the Mop. The Mop is a shell of his former self. Now he basically has this gun. You're going to overcharge it because he's 4 wounds, so he can survive if the hazard is failing.
He's hilarious at killing himself and shooting.
He is. He's pretty good at it. It's 2 shots. Hits on 3s, strength 6, AP 3 and 3 damage if you overcharge, strength 4, AP 3 and 2 damage if you don't. But precision.
Anti-Psyker 2+.
Anti-Psyker 2+. He's like, I hate Psychers. That's always been his MO.
He's like, I'm possessed.
Anti-Psyker staff, when Psychers on 2, strength 6, AP 1, D3 damage. He and his unit have +1 advance and charge and 6 of Feeling Pain.
That's good.
And then once per phase, when this model is selected to shoot or fight, it can use this ability. If it does so, it suffers a mortal wound. So maybe you don't want to use the hazardous roll here. Until the end of the phase, each time this model's unit makes a psychic attack, add 1 to the hit and wound roll.
Okay.
Which, I don't know how many psychic attacks CSM bring to the bear. He's okay. He joins Possessed, though, so Chosen Legionnaires and Possessed.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about Possessed later.
We sure will. But right now, let's talk about the Chaos Lord, which
Chaos
is
Lord.
Pretty much what you'd expect it to be up until we get to the Lord of Chaos ability, which is awesome and lets you use a strat for 0 CP, and if you've already used it this phase.
Yep.
So, we're going to Undivided twice. We're going to reroll our hits and our wounds, not once, but twice.
What can he join?
What can he join?
Then he also gets +1 strength, attacks, AP, and damage.
Once per battle.
So he goes and he hits you really hard with, you probably take the Demon Hammer?
You probably take the Demon Hammer. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s is kind of soft, but whatever. He can join Chosen and Legionnaires.
Okay.
And I really like Legionnaires, personally. We'll get to them in just a bit.
Lord and Terminator armor.
As you'd assume, he can only join Terminators. He's got a rapid fire 2 combi bolter. So what's interesting is you can replace that with a combi weapon. That's the same for pretty much all your Terminator type models, a combi bolter or a combi weapon. They're going to be half as many shots as you're used to as a 9th edition player. But combi weapons have anti-infantry 4+ and devastating wounds.
Anti-dev wounds.
Anti-dev wound wombo combo.
Shoots.
With reroll hits, sustained hits, that can get quite painful.
They actually can be.
So he also is a Lord of Chaos, and he's going to be able to 0 CP...
Do stuff.
So now you can have Abaddon leading one Terminator unit and Chaos Lord and Terminator Armor leading another Terminator unit, and they're both undivided, and they're both murdering everything.
And he's half damage.
You could also make him Mark and Nurgle, and Abaddon's just happens to also be Mark and Nurgle to make them both unshootable.
That seems good.
They're both pretty good.
Yeah, I assume that if you run 2 big Terminator squads, it gets expensive plus characters.
One can assume.
I'm gonna assume that Abaddon probably costs as much as like a Primarch does. So
Abaddon is gonna be dirt cheap. He's like a sub 200 kind of guy.
Okay, he's like 65, like
70 maybe on the upper end. Yeah. Okay, we got
Sorcerer.
So they basically kind of have one of the powers from before. They have Infernal Gaze, which is this D6 shot, strength 5, AP1, D3 damage gun.
Okay.
And if you overcharge it, it becomes Dev Wounds, strength 6, and AP2. So it's okay.
Yeah.
He's got Prescience, which is the unit he's leading is just permanently -1 to hit.
That seems good.
That is fine. It's like a nice passive buff. I don't want to spend many points on this guy.
No.
And each hence model is selected to shoot or fight. After resolving its attack, select one enemy unit hit by one of those attacks that had the psychic ability. That unit must take a leadership test. If it's failed, D3 mortals. Very, very wordy way of saying D3 mortals, maybe.
Yes. Oh, if you fail leadership test.
If you fail leadership test.
If he's cheap, I like him. If he's not, I don't.
He's got to be sub 40. I do not like him that
No,
much.
yeah. Sorcerer and Terminator armor.
So much like the regular Sorcerer in his mediocrity, but he has one great rule which sets him apart. First, he's got Warp Time, which in and of itself is a useful rule. Reroll advances, reroll troubles.
That is good, yeah.
But Death Hex, this is the moneymaker. Pick an enemy unit at the start of your shooting phase within 12 inches invisible to the Psyker. Roll D6. On a 1, you hurt yourself, you take mortals. That's bad. On a 2 up, that unit gets -1 AP armor save, basically. Like casting Jinx, kind of.
Oh, that's good.
That's really
good.
That's really good. And once per battle, you can just turn the damage characteristic for a failed save to 0 for him.
That's good.
Which is good. So you can just like be a solo deep strike operative. He's a pretty cool, interesting character to rapid ingress because he's very easy to fit into nooks and crannies, and then he can run out there and just be like Death Hex, and then your army like murders people with like sustained hits, lethal hits, heavy bolters. That
seems
like
good.
That.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's.
We can also drop down, do like an action or something, and then also still Death Hex.
Yeah, and he's like very annoying to kill just because he's got a 4-up invul, 2-up armor. He can get cover like infantry, and then he's got blink a save. Like I can choose which save to blink. You know, you shoot the melta gun, I'm blinking that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like this guy.
I think he's interesting.
Lucius the Eternal.
Lucius the Eternal. Did you know if you make him your warlord, you have to only ally Slaanesh demons?
But you get Noise Brain's Vital Line.
You sure do. You sure do. So what he brings to the table is a pretty average stat line, but a Doom Siren, which is a Torrent Flamer, D6 shots, strength 6, AP1, and 1 damage.
Not bad.
And then his melee weapons are the Duelist, Slash, and Sword, which are precision, because of course he's a duelist.
Yep.
We've got 8 attacks here, hitting on 2, strength 5, AP2, and 2 damage. A lot of chop, 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 wop, 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 wop. Yeah. He and his unit have the Fights First ability.
Fight First is real good
Fight
now.
First is money in the bank, just add it up. And the Armor of Shrieking Souls, each time this model is destroyed, because he can come back as many times as he wants, the unit that killed him has to take a leadership test. If the test is passed, the enemy suffers D3 mortal wounds. If the test is failed, the enemy suffers D6 mortal wounds. If the mortal wounds kill the enemy unit that killed Lucius, Lucius just comes back to life. And this is infinite. He does not go down without a fight. Beautiful. And I like that you're taking mortal wounds regardless of whether you pass or fail.
So Lucius's armor is the most terrifying thing in the lore to me.
What is it?
So if you kill him, over the next couple of weeks, you turn into Lucius, and he appears in you, and then you become a face in his armor. And then he goes on and continues to do whatever he's doing.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I really don't like that.
No, it's weird.
Yeah. I don't want to be a face.
No.
But he joins Legionaries and Noise Marines. So that's
good.
Neat. And like you said, if he's your warlord, Noise Marines become Battleline.
Lord Discordant.
So he's toughness 9 now, 10 wounds, moves 12, 2-up armor, OC4, and a 5-up invul.
Okay, but not a leader, so he's just walking
He's just
around
walking
on his
around.
lonesome.
And that makes a lot of sense. I can't imagine if he was leading the Venom Crawlers.
That'd be so
That
cool,
would be so
though.
cool.
Yeah.
So the Bale Flamer, this weapon's always good. It's 12-inch range, D6 plus 3 shots, strength 6, AP 1, and 2 damage.
Good.
Ignores cover.
Yeah.
You could take the autocannon. It's 3 shots, strength 9, AP 1, and 3 damage. It's actually quite a lot better, but I'm taking the Flamer.
Yeah.
It opens up Overwatch plays, and that's just good.
Yeah, I think you take the...
Magma Cutter is 2 shots, hits on 3, strength 9, AP 4, D6 damage.
Is that instead of the Flamer?
Yeah.
You're
taking
the
the Flamer.
Yeah.
And then you've got all of these different attacks. So the Bladed Limbs are the Mounts attacks, I believe.
Yep.
And they're going to be 4 extra attacks, strength 6, AP 1, and 2 damage. The Impaler Chainglaive is his main weapon, is 4 attacks, strength 6, AP 2, and 2 damage with lance. So it's +1 to wound on the charge. And then his Technovirus Injector, anti-vehicle 2+, 1 extra attack, AP 3, 3 damage, or 2 damage. He's not nearly as murderous as he used to be, which is quite disappointing because these things used to kill everything. He's got 2 rules. Corrupt Machine Spirits. Once per turn at the start of your opponent's shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle in 12, invisible, and then that unit has -1 to hit each time. Yeah. And Spirit Thief. Basically,
No. So you pass... If you make a leadership test, if you pass it,
if
you're -1 to hit.
sorry,
If you fail, you can't shoot, period.
So that actually is quite good.
That's quite good,
That's
yeah.
quite good. And then Spirit Thief is at the start of your shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle in 12 until the end of the phase. Each time a friendly Heretic Astartes model makes an attack, reroll wounds of 1.
Okay. So I like this guy. The problem is I feel like he's just going to get, like, shot.
I'm not feeling it with this guy. I'm sad. I love the Disco Lord. I have 3. But
Yeah.
He was murderous in 9th.
He was.
Okay, so Warpsmith, much like a Tech Marine, has lone operative within 3 inches of a Heretic Astartes vehicle. He heals vehicles and gives vehicles +1 hit in your command phase. And at the end of the phase, select one enemy unit within 12 inches of him, and the enemy vehicle unit to take a battle shock test.
Okay.
He's fine. He's like a vehicle buff character.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He doesn't get angry when vehicles die, which is sad.
Yeah. Nothing notable on his data sheet in terms of combat or whatever.
Exalted Champion.
Oh, but you know what is cool? He does get to join Havocs. I think he's the only character that can do that. So
that is cool.
That doesn't. I haven't figured out a way to use that effectively. You can give him like an enhancement and then have the enhancement affect the Havoc. So maybe there's something there.
Okay.
But we got a $10 super chat from Julian Huegwin. I hope I really. Didn't
sorry.
I am sorry. 10 Canadian dollars. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Do we believe in the survivability of Toughness 9, 10 Windy Imprint / Disco Lords? I'm afraid they'll be too squishy to do anything. Go Art of War. Love the support.
Yeah.
I agree they're too squishy
we'll see.
Make a mainstay. So to me, if you're going to run a Disco Lord, it's in a vehicle-heavy army.
Agreed.
And at that point, something's going to get shot. If it's your Disco Lord, so be it. It's not the Forge Fiend, you know? And something makes through is the kind of thing. If you're running like an infantry list and you have like a Disco Lord...
Then all the random blast cannons and stuff just shoot that.
You're just giving them a target. Now, there is a lot of value to trying to hide. There is obscuring terrain in this game, so you can try to hide. But with towering being what it is, the hiding is no longer a guaranteed thing. And indirect is also more prevalent, as we're seeing. So, like... I would just expect that hiding the 9th edition style to not be as viable. I have to find a new home outside of the corners. Very disappointing. But, yeah, I don't think defense-wise they're doing much.
No.
So...
Exalted Champion.
Exalted Champions. This is like our Lieutenant variation.
So he gets +1 to hit?
Yeah, him and his unit give +1 to hit. Each time this unit makes a dark pack until the end of the phase, add D3 strength to the strength characteristic of weapons equipped by this model. So he gets stronger. He starts out with 5 attack, strength, 5 AP, 2 and 2 damage, so fairly okay.
It's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He joins Chosen and Legionaries.
He can join a unit even if a character's already joined to it. So you could create a little character combo wombo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You can give your Chaos Lord thing on 2 with the Demon Hammer.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. That is actually good. Then we've got the Dark Apostle. So this guy is also a shell of his former self. While he's leading a unit, each time the model unit makes a melee attack +1 to wound. And fun fact, the Dark Apostle can join not just Chosen Legionaries, but Cultists and Accursed Cultists. So here we go, +1 to wound Accursed Cultists. That's money in the bank. And then you can select one unit within 9 inches at the start of any phase, and it just is no longer battle shocked.
That's good.
It's good, but it's not perfect timing-wise, because, like, your command phase has already begun, then you fail your battle shock, and you don't hold the objective.
But if you need... So say someone battle shocks you in the charge phase, and you want to be able to fight on death or interrupt.
Right. If someone has... There's a lot of... We just read demons, right? There's so many ways to cause battle shocks in weird times, so it's not without value, for sure. And then Malign Sacrifice, at the start of the fight phase, if this unit contains one or more Disciple models, you can basically kill them to do D3 mortals to your opponent, which is fine. He's okay. The reason he's okay is because the Dark Commune is so much cooler.
The Dark Commune.
Did you even know this was a unit?
I did, actually.
You did? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Because I looked at it and I was like, what is this thing?
What is this thing? This is 5 models, which there's one leader, essentially, and there's 4 other models.
Go down. What do we have? In this list is, like...
1 Cult Demagogue,
okay.
1 Mind Witch, 1 Iconarch, and 2 Blessed Blades.
Okay.
And they all have a variety of different weapons, which are genuinely not terrible.
Yeah.
That's not the reason you're taking this unit. But they have, like, a Witchfire attack from that Psychic Lady.
Okay.
Their Commune Staff has Dev Wounds and D3 damage. It all hits on 4s and there's not many attacks, so it's all pretty mediocre. But this is why you want this unit. Let me just tell you. The unit models in this unit gain a 5+ invulnerable save. Let's see what they can join. Let's see. Oh, they can join Accursed Cultists and regular Cultists. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So let me just take a big chonking unit of Accursed Cultists, add 5 more beefy models to it, and give them a 5+ invul. Okay, well, surely that's pretty good, but let's see what else they give them. Leadership 6 for starters. Accursed Cultists have trash leadership.
Yeah.
And, look at Chaos Icon. One of these guys is just holding a flagpole, so I can reroll Dark Packs for my Khorne Accursed Cultists who have lethal hits on 5s and a 5-up invul.
That's actually quite good.
It's actually quite good.
Yeah.
What about once per battle in your command phase, if this unit contains a Cult Demagogue model, it can use this ability, and it can declare a charge in the same turn at which in advance, and adds 1 to the hit roll, and adds 1 to the wound roll. So yeah, we don't need the Dark Apostle to give us, like, +1 to wound, because we have advance and charge, +1 to hit, +1 to wound, 5-up invul, and 5 models, and a reroll to our leadership for that Dark Pack test. All for the cheap price of 5 Dark Commune models. I have no idea what it costs, but it's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems really good.
Yeah. We are here in Accursed Cultist town. I told you it was coming. I knew it was coming since the very beginning days of 9th edition. Dark Commune meta.
Wow, okay, cool. And hold on, just real quick, just before we go forward. So Abaddon gives everyone a 4-pin vol?
Sure does. So
all those Accursed Cultists are going to have a 4-pin vol?
Yeah. You could even, like, advance and charge away from Abaddon and not feel bad about it because you still have a 5-pin vol.
Seems good.
Seems good.
Seems really good. Yeah, no.
Really good. Mm-hmm. And what about these Legionnaires? This is another data sheet we've already seen. They're Legionnaires. I mean, they have rerolls to wound when they attack an enemy on an objective, and rerolls to reroll 1s to wound in general, and reroll wound in general when they attack a unit on an objective.
Okay.
Because there's fewer rerolls in 40k.
Okay.
What I do like about them is they get two different of these heavy melee weapons, which are pretty good. 3 attacks, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. So they can hit pretty hard in combat. And they come with an icon, which lets you reroll the Dark Pack test. And you don't want to fail those. You want to pass those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't be Khorne. Because they have a Psychic keyword.
Oh, they can't be Khorne. Scratch that. You can't make the Accursed Cultist Khorne. So be it. You'll have to settle for sustained hits on 5s.
I was going to say.
First one edge. Oh, boy. Or you could make them Nurgle and make them unshootable, because, who kills an entire 5-up invul Accursed Cultist brick in 1 activation? Nobody. So, and you just also get stealth on that unit. So, anyways, we have regular cultists, which are exactly what you'd expect regular cultists to be, but they make objectives sticky.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's what I want my cultists to do. After my opponent is done indirecting my cultists, I still want to hold my objective. This is perfect. Awesome. Vincent from Canada with a $2.20 super chat. 12 Marcos Ancient Obliterators with Abby full rerolls look good.
Yeah.
I hate Obliterators. Obliterators are my bane of my existence.
What? You hate Obliterators?
I hate Obliterators every time Obliterators have ever existed. We'll get to them.
I think you're wrong. I think they're broken.
I'm sure I'm the only person on Earth that I have found with this stance, but I truly hate Obliterators.
Okay.
And how many Obliterators are winning tournaments right now? None.
Well, the edition's not out yet.
I'm talking none. No. So you can run 20 cultists. And you know what's interesting about cultists? You could run all these cultists because they're battle line. That's like a word right there. So you could run 120 of these cultists.
And give them all a 4-up invul.
And give them all 4-up invul. And well,
wasn't that like a thing at one point?
Oh, it was a thing for 2 editions in a row. And what's to stop it from being a thing again? Nothing.
Oh, God.
Nothing at all. Just the willpower of society. And these accursed cultists, the moneymakers of this codex. Okay.
Nick likes this unit.
I love this unit. So, they move 6, their toughness 4, 6 up armor. Scratch that out and write 4+ invulnerable save / 5+ invulnerable save on their data sheet. 1 wound for the small guys, 3 wounds for the big guys. Did you mention they have 6 up feeling pain? All of a sudden, they're just weirdly hard to kill. Leadership 7, whatever, their leadership 6, the Dark Commune. You see that number right there? Objective secured 2.
No!
Objective controlled 2, Quinton. They're going to control your objectives.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so we've got the Blasphemous Appendages, which are the regular people attacks, which is two attacks, whatever. But when you have lethal hits or sustained hits and rerolls the hits from Undivided, it gets pretty good.
Wow, each guy gets D6 plus 2 attacks?
Yeah, so now we're getting into the pain train. So a max-sized squad can take 10 mutants, which are the small guys, and 6 torments, which are the big guys. 6 torments is going to be
6d6 plus 12
plus 12 attacks. So that's an average of 21 plus 12, 33 attacks. Hitting on 4s, whatever. We got rerolls from Abaddon if we want it. It's sustained or lethal hits based on our Dark Pact, potentially triggering on 5s. AP 1 and 2 damage. That what? AP 1 and 2 damage. Toss in a Terminator Sorcerer, that becomes AP 2. Okay, don't worry. This unit will surely get damaged over time. Nope, at the start of each player's command phase, not even just mine, I'm going to heal either 1 big guy or 3 little guys. Bada bing, bada boom. This unit is amazing.
So if one guy survives, you just run behind a wall, and like 2 turns later, he's a full unit.
You don't get shot in the face, didn't lose the whole thing, pop the Nurgle stratagem, you heal in your turn, you heal in your opponent's turn, next turn advance and charge across the table, go kill somebody. Quinton, run 3 of these. So you run 3 of these, they're not battle line. You run 6 of these, they are battle line. You run 99 units of cultists with all kinds of broken 4+ and 5+ vulnerable saves. You can make the cultist mark of whatever you like, so they can be Slanesh, they could be Khorne, lethal hits on 5s.
Mark of Khorne cultists, actually, kind of.
Yeah, Mark of Khorne cultists with reroll hits from Abaddon is like a gajillion attacks with auto wounds on 5s.
Do they have AP?
They'd sure do with a Terminator Sorcerer. They sure do with Terminator Sorcerer. Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to find Abaddon his entourage with these Chaos Terminators right here. So they have, each time it's going to mix Dark Pact, you can reroll a hit roll. No worries, I was going to do that anyway. But now I can do it with that while doing Abaddon's 4-up invul. So I'm rerolling hits, sustained hits, lethal hits. We already went through that combo. Abaddon's simultaneously giving up a 4-up invul aura. He's got all these different guns we can choose from. $5 super chat from Massilia Delt. Thank you so much for your support. Accursed Cultists are cool till you want to paint them, and well, it takes you forever to do. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Army Painter. You could paint like 1 million Accursed Cultists in like 20 minutes.
We got that speed paint. There's primer that matches your thing, so you don't have to go back and redo it.
Spray paint. Dip done.
Did we miss a super chat?
No, I don't think so. That's the one we're just hitting.
No, there's one from Vincent says that you missed my super chat.
Oh, Vincent. We're gonna scroll back. No, we definitely got 12 magazine obliterators.
They're awesome. We're going to talk about obliterators later.
We are.
We had a whole spiel about how Nick hated obliterators.
We sure did.
Yeah.
So anyway, 4-up invul on these Terminators, which I do not hate. Reroll hits, all these weapons. You can choose combi weapons, get those sustained hits, get this dev wounds stacking with anti-infantry 4+. You get the Reaper autocannons, more dev wounds and sustained hits built in. The combat, I mean, do you even need help in combat? Do we need to go over the combat profiles? As Chaos Space Marine Terminators led by Abaddon, they're going to kill whatever they touch.
Yeah, these things look nasty.
Oh my god.
So what you're saying is you take a big brick of these guys.
I'm saying I don't care how much it costs. I'm taking a big pick of these guys.
And they walk around in the center of your 1,000 Accursed Cultists?
Yeah, they sure do.
And they kill everything while your Accursed Cultists just kind of...
While my Accursed Cultists also kill everything, Quinton. Do not get me wrong.
Sorry.
This is probably like a 3,000 point list I'm building. But
probably.
What if it's not?
What if it's not?
What if it's not?
What if it's like 1,000 points?
No. Master of Executions. Okay, so he's a leader. He, I believe, can join units, that have already a character attached. He's got Chosen Legionaries as his unit options. So we've got the Axe of Dismemberment, more dev wounds. It's 5 attacks, strength 7, AP 2, and 2 damage, devastating wounds, and precision. He's good at executing the characters. And the cool stuff is, if he's if him and his unit are targeting a unit that's damaged, reroll ones to wound. Targeting a unit that's below half strength, reroll wounds.
Oh, so you're going to have to slow roll this guy too.
Yeah, you could slow roll your unit, get your unit to make your unit. Get your unit
roll.
guys to damage a unit below half, and then have him start rerolling that Axe of Dismemberment. Yeah. Right. And every time he kills a character, you gain a CP. So that's cool.
Yeah, nice. Possessed.
Okay, this is another one. You know why this unit is so good? Because it's got Unholy Bloodshed. Each time this unit makes a dark pact until the end of the phase, weapons in this model's unit equipped have the Devastating Wounds ability.
So I have a story about Possessed.
Tell me your story.
We have a coach. His name is Anthony Vanilla. And he was talking to me this morning.
Oh, this is a very recent story.
Yes. And he was like, Possessed can do 30 mortal wounds.
They sure can.
Yep. Because you give him full rerolls to hit and wound.
Possess could do technically a lot more than 30.
Yeah, but on average is 30.
On average is 30 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just look at this down. 4 attacks per model, nice 5-man Possessed. You could take a 10-man, make it Nurgle or make it Tzeentch or Slanesh or whatever you like. Slanesh sustained hits on 5s, also advance in charge. Now we're talking, because then you're rerolling hits and all those sustained hits, or just undivided rerolling wounds, dev wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him sustained hits.
Give him sustained
You
hits.
go fishing.
Give him sustained hits. You're going fishing for 6s. Then you're going for 6s on the wound roll. There's so many attacks. You're gonna murder.
Move 9,
people.
toughness 6, 3 up save,
And
3
it's
wounds.
not like your regular attacks suck. Strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage.
No,
is
they're
fine.
good.
But also, can we talk about how it possesses Strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage with 4 attacks and an Accursed Cultist Torment? It's D6 plus 2 attacks, Strength 5, AP 1, and 2 damage. Can
What
we just
is
talk
this
about
unit?
that? Can we talk about that for just a minute?
Why?
I don't have dev wounds, but is it really that big a deal when my cultists do this?
We're gonna see like 3 or 4 games of like you and I playing, and you just run 200 cultists at me, and then by the end of the...
I have this army.
I know you do. I've seen it in the bins. And then by the end of the week, there's going to be a photo of me on a white couch, and then all of the accursed cultists are going to be behind me.
You're gonna join Lucius's armor plate.
No. I don't want to be Lucius's armor plate.
So Chosen. This is my favorite unit of generic Chaos Space Marine dudes.
Okay.
Basically, they're Space Marines. They have accursed weapons, which you get a glimpse of. 3 attacks. Or 4 attacks hitting on 3 strength 5 AP 2 and 1 damage.
Okay.
Can take a couple lightning claws or power fist. The thing I love about them is they advance in charge and fall back in charge just right off the bat.
You can give them all like...
You can give them
just combi weapons.
You can give them a variety of different weapons. It's you know,
It's kind of sad.
it's kind of just like Space Marine stuff. But long story short, is these guys advance in charge, fall back in charge, hit pretty hard, and 3 wounds per model.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spicy.
So points pending. This is like a great alternative to Legionnaires. Noise Marines, you get to see their data sheet. Remember their battle line if you take Lucius. They have new blast mastery profile, 3 shots, strength 9, AP 2, and 3 damage.
Okay.
The varied frequencies, 6 shots, strength AP 1, 1 damage. The big one is heavy. You hit on 4s though, so you have to stand still to hit on 3s. But what's cool is in your shooting phase after this unit is shot, each enemy unit that was hit by one or more of those attacks has to take a battle shock test.
Okay.
So, spamming that out. And it's got an icon, so you can reroll your Dark Pact test. So it's not bad shooting.
No.
Sonic Blaster leaves a lot to be desired, has no
Yeah,
OP,
it does. Yeah, that's
damage.
depressing. These guys seem like a really good candidate for shooting out of a Rhino.
Yeah. Even like 2 5-mans, 2 Blastmasters popping out. Boom, boom. That's not bad. I hadn't considered shooting out of Rhinos.
Rhinos have firing deck too.
They sure do. Sure do. We talked about that in our videos. You edited that.
I did.
You really did. Okay. We got the Venom Crawler.
Venom Crawler.
I think now we're going to get into the Demon Engine section of this codex.
You like the Demon Engines.
Who doesn't? So 6 shots on their autocannon thing, strength 6, AP 1, 2 damage.
Go down.
2.
2 Excruciator cannons. Got 12 shots.
12 shots on their strength 6, AP 1, 2 damage. That's a decent anti-infantry killer.
Yeah.
And then 6 more attacks, strength 6, AP 1, 2 damage. So if this thing shoots and charges, it's going to be 18 attacks, and then it's got Soul Eater as a rule, so if one or more attacks made by this model destroyed one or more enemy units, then add one of the attack characteristics of this model's weapons, all of its weapons. So
Oh, wow.
777.
Oh, okay. This thing's really good.
Yeah, it's I don't know how much it's going to cost, obviously, but its profile's like toughness 9, 9 wounds 5, Benville 3 up armor. It's not unkillable, but it's cheap right now at 9th. If it's cheap in the future, then essentially we're going to be able to take like a few of these in skirmish and just totally destroy
Phil,
them.
do Chaos Rhinos not have firing deck? Go check that. That can't be real.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
There's a lot of scrolling here. But we will check if they have firing deck. I really just assumed, but
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, Venom Crawler is not a bad skirmisher if it's appropriately costed. It's not great at killing vehicles or anything. And Strength 6 and AP 1 is not where it's at, but it's not bad. Mm-hmm. Chaos Marine Bikes. So they basically can take 2 of Melted Guns, Flamers, Plasma Guns, and they're the same stats of everyone's Meltas, Flamers, Plasmas.
Cool.
They have Outmaneuver, which means if at the end of my opponent's turn I'm wholly within 6 inches of any battlefield edge, I can just go into Strategic Reserves instead.
I like these guys who take like level 3 nans. They just are good for going and getting in quarters or whatever.
Yeah, they have the grenade strat. They can just go be useful to mortal wounds. They have a chaos icon built in, so they can just reroll the dark pact test, which means they're not going to do mortals to themselves needlessly. Mm-hmm. I like this unit quite a lot.
Yeah,
points pending, but you know. Raptors, so remember you can join Raptors and Haarkan in any Legion now, and Haarkan is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Raptors, same thing, can choose between 2 Flamers, 2 Melted Guns, and 2 Plasma Guns. You take a Plasma Pistol. I think if you have a 10-man Raptor unit, you can actually go 4 Melted Guns, 4 Flamers, 4 Plasma Guns, that kind of thing, and make a little bit of a shooting squad.
Pew, pew, pew.
They have some fun rules, though. While an enemy unit is within 6 of this unit, each time a Battle Shock test is taken, -1 to the leadership roll.
Okay.
And remember, Noise Marines just shoot Battle Shocks at you. And then Terrifying Assault at the start of the fight phase.
You can also take 3 Skull Cannons.
Oh, you can take demons and get it going, and I'm sure Chaos Knights have some rules that you can interact with. Terrifying Assault at the start of the fight phase. Each enemy unit in your engagement range has to take a Battle Shock. How synergistic!
Doesn't Haarkan also cause Battle Shocks?
Haarkan says if you're damaged in your command phase, this is like my Raptors charge you in my fight phase, and then you take Battle Shocks as I charge you, and then I hurt you. And then your command phase, Haarkan says take more Battle Shocks.
Seems good.
Yeah, it really does. All at -1. Raptors and Haarkan could be legit. And then if you make a Mark of Undivided, it kind of bypasses the fact that they're baby soft in combat, because reroll hits, reroll wounds is like that.
Yeah, it really just
really
is.
yeah. And they, at the end of the day, they do have AP on their attack, so you.
It's
will
not
connect.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Warptalons.
The Warptalons.
So Warptalons are probably the most blank data sheet I think I've seen.
Wow.
Twin linked on their claws. They don't need much quick.
No.
They have 4 attacks, strength 5, AP 2, and 1 damage.
Okay, let's respect it. Very good at like killing infantry.
Yeah. Space Marine profile, what you'd expect. 5 pinwheel for being a demon. While an enemy is in engagement range, your opponent must take a Desperate Escape test to fall back, and if it's already battle shocked, it's going to be -1 to that Desperate Escape test. So
Okay.
you charge these guys in with your Raptors and really cause some havoc on your opponent's lines. Yeah, absolutely. I think this stuff is all points depending, because it's all, these are data sheets and they're all kind of side grades of each other.
Yep.
So it's all relative to itself.
These are all like the cheap generic stuff. You'll take whichever one probably is the most point efficient. They'll do the same thing.
Right. And then Havocs. Havocs are your heavy weapon toting guys.
Move 5, but toughness 5.
Move 5, toughness 5. Other than that, it's what you'd expect. Each time this unit makes an attack with a ranged weapon, you can ignore all modifiers to the hit roll and any modifiers to the ballistic skill. So you're just going to be hitting on 3s, which is awesome. If you can find yourself a bonus to it, you can be hitting on 2s. But largely speaking, hitting on 3s. The profiles are fine. The Havoc autocannon is 2 shots, strength 9, AP 1, 3 damage. The Havoc Heavy Bolter is already sustained hits, and then you would probably Dark Pact for lethal hits.
Lethal hits, yeah.
Strength 5, AP 1 and 2 damage. Las Cannon is strength 12, AP 3, D6+1. Missile Launcher and Reaper Chain Cannon is strength 5 and 1 damage with no AP, 8 shots. I like the autocannon and the Heavy Bolter, to be honest. Just because the higher rate of fire weapons with some AP I feel like the best uses of lethal and sustained hits.
I agree. I really like the autocannon. Yeah. Can you take 4 autocannons in a squad?
You sure can.
Yeah, 4 autocannon dudes sitting in the back just seems like good.
Yeah.
Give it sustained hits or lethal hits. That's a very reliable anti-vehicle or mid-vehicle stuff.
And if Mark of Undivide, you can reroll everything.
Sure can. Okay, it should be noted that not every unit is getting the Mark of Undivided strat every time it activates.
But remember, your Lords and Terminator Lords can let you use it more than once.
That's true.
They can't join Havocs, though, so that is a thing.
Yeah.
All right, now we're getting to
the Obliterators.
The most controversial part of this.
It's just you who thinks it's controversial.
Okay, so Obliterators. They move 4, trash.
Ooh,
Toughness 7, not that tough. 2-up armor, fine. 5 wounds, good, I guess.
Okay.
Leadership 6, OC 2. 5 plus invulnerable save. Not that impressively tough, am I wrong?
I feel like they're less tough now than they used to be.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So then your flesh metal guns. They have 3 different profiles. You're going to choose which one you want to shoot. The first one is the anti-tank one, melted 2. D3 shots, hits on 3, strength 12, AP 3, and 4 damage. So if you're in melter range, which is 12 inches, you'll go up to 6 damage. Flesh metal guns, D6 shots, blast, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. So kind of that mid profile. And then flesh metal guns, which are sustained hits. So the anti-infantry one, D6 plus 3 shots, strength 5, AP 1, 1 damage. They're okay in combat, 4 attacks, strength 9, AP 2, and 2 damage. That's genuinely decent.
Yeah.
And then once per battle, when this unit makes a Dark Pact, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, ranged weapons this model's unit are equipped with have the indirect fire ability.
That seems good.
That seems good. Indirect fire is amazing. Quality shooting with indirect fire is just literally amazing. Everything else about this data sheet makes me sad, though. So, like, breaking it down, that top profile sounds like very potent and effective as anti-tank. It's hard to get within 12 inches, even if you deep strike. Damage 4 is just not that exciting. It's not unexciting, but it's not that exciting. You could do all these things. Flesh metal guns, blast. This one seems like the most reasonable profile to me. 8 strength 8 AP 2 2 damage. Strength 8's not what it used to be. It's going to wound all the vehicles on 5s.
Yeah.
D6 shots, that is the most random thing I've ever seen.
That really is.
And then flesh metal guns, fine. Profile kind of sucks. You can make it indirect fire, but what happens when you make it indirect fire and you make a Mark of Undivided and you roll low on the number of shots, Quinn? What happens? You're going to use a CP reroll on a D6 to turn a 2 into a 3? That's what you're going to know. You're going to accept that you rolled 5 shots on your 2-man Obliterator unit. Or you spent God knows how many points on 4 Obliterators. I'm sure that's at least 700 points. No, it's probably, I don't know what it is, but the Obliterators have historically not been a cheap unit. They're like over 100 per model now. Yeah, like that's not, 4 Obliterators, like imagine the devastation of this unit with indirect fire and reroll hits, reroll wounds, sustained, whatever. I get it. I'm looking at move 4, tough to 7, 2-up armor, 5 wounds, 5-up invul, and a price tag we do not know, and I'm telling you I'm not impressed.
They do sound like they're just going to die.
It sounds like you can't count on them because D3 shots and D6 shots and a crappy profile just means unreliable. You can reroll as many hits if you want if it's 2 shots.
Yeah.
You know. I played a lot of Obliterators in my life. Played a lot of Chaos in my life. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, almost.
That's actually true.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
Okay,
Obliterator, maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Now, if they're like 70, right? I think you would play these.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. They're not bad.
They're not bad. They have things going for them.
Yes.
I won't lie, but I'm not convinced at potential yet. But you know what I am convinced of? The Chaos Land Raider driving Terminators with Abaddon down the street, delivering the
how many can
sustained everything, whatever. That's a great question.
Can hold 12, so you can get 6 guys.
6 guys. 2 models each for Terminators Obsessed. You know what that sounds like? Abaddon plus 5.
That sounds good.
Yeah, can't hold Obliterators. Yeah.
Yep.
So, Land Raiders are cool. Yeah. What else do you say?
Got 2
up save, 16
soul
wounds.
Shatter to the last cannons.
Sure does. Shatter those souls. What else we got? We got
the Chaos Predator Annihilator. It is exactly the same as the Loyalist version.
Okay, I'm gonna skip through these if they're
exactly the same as the Loyalist version.
Okay, it's got the Destructor rule.
The Destructor is better. It gets +1 AP against infantry.
Yeah, okay, so you take the auto cannon, the heavy bolters, and like pretend that's useful. If it's very cheap, you can do it.
Yeah. It's like 100 points. You take 3 of them.
Yeah. Vindicator, I hear, is something to look at. It's got a nice cannon, D6 plus 3 shots, strength 14, AP 3, D6 damage. Still hate D6, but whatever.
You can give it sustained hits.
It's a good profile.
Yeah.
If this thing is in like the low to mid 100s, I think this is going to be awesome.
I agree. And it can
2-up save T11. This thing is tough.
Yeah, no, they're not easy to kill. It requires very substantial.
Like strength 11 plus is hard to find. Most things are going to win this on 5s.
We got a $5 super chat from Relic Scuppin.
Thank you so much, Relic.
Realistically, how many vehicles, demon engines, cultists, warpsmith can I fit within 9 inches of a Noctilith Crown? Can the Land Raider fit LMAO?
Well, you definitely can fit like a ton, but then the question is like, is the terrain going to annoy you, and like, how do you actually move that army?
Yeah, I think the Land Raider's
really cool?
I think Land Raider's about 9 inches.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I've tried this army. Is it very good? Maybe in 10th.
Who knows? I need to know what the Noctilith Crown does.
Appreciate your support.
Yes.
Defiler. All right, so this was that scuttle question from before. Scuttling Walker lets him move over things that are 4 inches less than height. The effectiveness of this rule is going to
entirely depend on your terrain.
Like, what do you actually play with? In terms of the weapon loadouts, it gets a Defiler cannon, which is a battle cannon type thing. D6 plus 3 shots, strength 10 AP 1 3 damage.
Yeah.
A Havoc launcher, which is unimpressive.
Seems fine.
The Lost Indirect.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, devastating wounds on the Reaper Autocannon, same Reaper Autocannon Terminators get, Twin Heavy Bolter, Twin Heavy Flamer, Twin Las Cannon. It's going to come down to points.
Yeah, I agree.
It really is. It's pretty decent in combat. 5 attack, strength 16, AP 3, and D6 plus 1 damage.
That's really actually not bad in
3 extra attacks. Yeah, it hits on 3s. It's quite decent in combat. If it's cheap-ish, probably not cheapish, but if it is cheapish, then it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Where's Vastor? I don't know. Hopefully we see Vastor.
The Forge Fiend.
This is my boy! The Forge
really
Fiend coming in
like
hot. So triple ectoplasma cannons. Don't even look at the Hades autocannons. You can. It's actually not bad, but look at these plasma cannons. So you get 3 plasma cannons, 1 on the mouth right there on the picture, and 1 for each gun. D3 shots each. That's 3D3 shots. Blast. You're shooting a 5-man. That's an average of 9 shots. You're shooting a 10-man, average of 12. Shooting a 20-man neophyte squad, an average of 18 shots. Hitting on 3s, strength 10, AP 3, 3 damage. Good at anti-tank, good at anti-beefy infantry, good at anti-horde of infantry. Good guns all day long. 1 CP, reroll hits and wounds. Reroll hits and wounds. I know you say you can't use it on all your things. I agree. You're going to use it right here. So rerolling hits and rerolling wounds, picking sustained hits, because obviously I'm picking sustained hits, I'm rerolling wounds. So my 6 shots are going to average 7 hits. My 18 shots into a 20-man are going to average 21 hits. My 7 hits wounding a vehicle on 4s, rerolling everything, take 5 AP 3 damages. What about wounding my neophytes on 2s? 21 hittings with 2s rerolling 2s. You know what? 21 dead neophytes. I could even whiff one, still kill all 20.
Or you could use make devastating wounds and just kill a whole bunch.
Each time this model is selected to shoot, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, its ranged weapons have devastating wounds and hazardous.
Yeah, this thing seems not so. I think this you take 3 of.
But surely, Nick, that it's got to be not tough, right? No, it's toughness 10, 12 wounds, 3 of armor, 5 pinball. It's exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
This thing seems wild.
It's awesome. You do run 3. Outflank 2 of them. Get angles. Go kill somebody. Pew, 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 pew. These are my friends.
Yeah, these things are good.
These are good. And a Hellbrute, a Hellbrutation. So the thing with Hellbrutes is that they gave every single one a different rule.
Yes.
So its weapons are exactly what you'd expect. It can pick a combat weapon and a shooting weapon, whatever. But while a friendly heretic starts unit is in 6, each time that unit makes a dark pact, instead of choosing sustained hits or lethal hits, I don't want to use a strat on it. I'm just going to take a dreadnought, and everybody within 6 is going to get it.
Okay. So the Terminator unit with Abaddon gets lethal hits on 5s and exploding hits on 5s.
Sure does.
That's kind of good.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
So, and then
ignore that rule. You don't take 2 fists.
Okay. So basically, you take this guy and he's a support character.
Yes.
You can shoot him, whatever. He's a dreadnought. I really don't care if he killed my dreadnought.
Oh, no.
If he's expensive, then I will not take him. If he's cheap, then I will take him.
Yep.
He's great. I'm glad they did that. Hellbrutes have sucked for so long. Glad they gave him a rule that I care about.
Yes.
Helldrake. So it does hover. I lied to you yesterday, which makes me like it so much better. But before I talk to you about how much I like the Helldrake, I need to talk to you about how much I like Super Baharat $10 Super Chat. Swooping once again from the skies. Vehicle heavy is where my list is going. This is also for Nick to look at the Hades autocannon just because they're bad. How are they worse than a normal autocannon? Okay, it's not that a Hades autocannon is bad. It's even right here on the page, so I'll show it to you. It's 6 shots, strength 8, AP 1, and 2 damage. But I'll tell you, look at the Hades autocannon compared to the Ignores covered Torrent weapon that's strength 6, AP 1, 2 damage. They're both going to wound infantry on 3s. They're both going to wound tanks on 5s. They got both AP 1. They both got 2 damage. One is D6 plus 3 shots. That's an average of 6.5 compared to just flat 6. 1 auto hits. 1 can overwatch. You compare the Hades autocannon to the ectoplasma cannons, you're not even having a comparison. It's about opportunity cost here. On its own, sure. It's never on its own. That's my answer. But Super Baharat, thank you for your super chat. Peter Ivan with another $5. I fielded 3 Hellbrutes in pretty much every
What a chat. 3
I've ever
Hellbrutes?
fielded. Glad it finally won't be a complete meme. Peter, you're a hero for the Chaos
I
Box.
know. 3 Hellbrutes? What a god. Now that's going to be sustained hits, lethal hits on everybody.
Thank you.
I know.
Thank you, people. So, Helldrakes.
Caw-caw!
They move 20. They're toughness 9, 12 wounds, 3 up armor, 5 invul.
Okay.
No objective control. In combat, they have anti-fly 2+.
Ooh,
And dev wounds.
wounds.
So like they punch fly, and they also add +1 to hit when they target a unit with fly.
That's kind of good.
And it's not even an aircraft. It's just fly.
any fly.
So
Wow.
like a covering Heldrake could definitely be good.
Oh, yeah.
Points pending, I really like this unit.
Yes.
And also like fly deep in your opponent's lines and see everything. and be
Also,
like, I dare
anything
you
that's
to
a
move.
good flamer nowadays is just so good.
Good flamers are good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You fly in your opponent's zone, be like, I dare you to move, and they're like, I don't want to be overwatched.
Yeah. Relic, Scupkin, flyers are kind of complicated. If you want to find out more, we have a whole aircraft video. Basically, you pick if you want to hover, at which point you become a move 20 skimmer, and you're like a land speeder or whatever, or you can fly like an aircraft, at which point you have a minimum move and minimum pivots, and you're a lot like aircraft of last edition. You have to start in reserve.
So, and then brings us to the Mauler Friend. An unfortunate turn of events where the Mauler Friend, who's traditionally much better than the Forge Friend, has now become the younger of the two brothers.
I like that you call it the Mauler Friend.
He's my Mauler Friend.
Yeah.
I used him at Nova one year when,
Okay.
like, you know, I had one Mauler Fiend in my otherwise, like, brutal tournament competitive list. Everyone's like, why do you have a Mauler Fiend? What is this one of weird tech choice?
Yeah.
And I was like, sometimes I have trouble killing rhinos. My Mauler Friend just kills a rhino.
Yeah.
And then they're like, why? And I went very far in that tournament with my one Mauler Friend. I'm very proud of him. So, anyways, he's got Lasher Tendrils, which are 6 extra attacks, strength 7, AP 1 damage. His Mauler Friend Fists are strength 14, AP 2, D6 plus 1 damage.
He kills a rhino.
You can reroll advancing charge rolls. He absolutely kills a rhino. Wounded on 3s, AP 2, D6 plus 1. You'll fail a couple saves. It'll be great. The thing that I don't love about him is that he doesn't have any ectoplasmic cannons.
No, the ectoplasmic cannons are good.
Those ones are the good ones.
Yeah.
What if I could shoot my Mauler Friend Fist from across the table at you? So, yeah, Mauler Friends. Chaos Rhino does not
a firing deck! Oh, no!
I'm sorry. Why do we challenge the internet? We should never. We should know better. Super Bob with another $5 super chat. Apparently he miscommunicated. No, you didn't. The customer's always right. I'm dogging on the Hades autocannon.
Yeah.
Also, I ordered Triple Forge Friend yesterday. That's wonderful.
Good
for you, Super Bob. You're flying. You're a superstar.
Do you
Have a
like
great
Baharroth? Do you play Eldar? I also play Eldar.
Quinton plays Eldar. That's why Quinton's doing Chaos Day.
Yeah, I know.
So the Rhino at the start of your command phase is going to repair a lost wound.
Yay!
Cool, Rhinos! Chaos Spawn. They butchered these things. I'm so sad.
I like them.
They gain 5 of Feel of Pain. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
they heal D3 wounds, which is
but
fine.
it's not every time you shoot
It's
them.
not every time you shoot them.
I remember I had one time I had to kill one spawn, and all I had left was, like, guns that literally could not kill the spawn.
You ever shoot, like, 3 Shroud Runners at a spawn? It's the
not
saddest
kill it.
thing
No.
ever. You roll 20 dice, nothing happens.
Well, you get it down to one wound.
You get it down to 1 wound and you just watch it just erase your damage.
You
so much more
you ever shoot,
demoralizing.
like, 6 warlocks at a spawn?
Just one at a time.
No.
Why I really think he'll Chaos Spawn, though, is it's unit composition 2 Chaos Spawn.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't take Solo Spawn, because Solo Spawn is Duo Spawn, which is fine, but presumably twice as expensive.
Probably.
And you can't take 5 Spawn and pretend they're a good unit, because 2.
2.
So, like, what is this unit doing?
Oh.
G-dubs, why? G-dubs, why? You know why? It's because they sell 2 Spawn in the box together and they hold hands. Let it be 2 Solo Spawn. No.
Killicon, we will find out if Jakar are good when Games Workshop releases their rules.
We sure
But
will.
if you want to get involved with them, we're going to be right here in presumably a couple of days when the Xenos Index comes out, talking about it, and I think it's probably going to be the 2 of us.
And if you want to get involved with tabletop in general, we have an entire comprehensive guide of how to play Warhammer. You should definitely check that out. Richard Siegler and Quinton put up a great show on basically the core fundamentals to the game, and anything more in depth than that, we have a ton of videos also releasing as we speak for the core rules to the game.
The Corn Lord of Skulls.
The Corn Lord of Skulls. So this guy is a monster behemoth, man. He moves 8, toughness 13.
Moves 8?
3 up armor. He doesn't have to be fast.
No.
Toughness 13. That's a big number.
13.
13's
Wow.
a new number. 24 wounds. He's not soft.
No.
Objective control 8, and he's also large enough to like park himself over an entire objective. And a 5 up invul. He's got one. He's nothing demise D6 plus 2.
Oh no!
Because D6 mortal wounds was not enough. In the fight phase, after this model has finished making its attacks, if this model has destroyed one or more enemy units in this phase, each enemy unit when 6 this model must take a battle shock test, drive forward, and kill everything. So let's read his weapon options.
It's got a Gore Storm cannon or
a Demon Gore or an Ichor
cannon.
And you can replace your Hades Gatling cannon with a
skull hurler.
So your option A is going to be D6 shots, strength 14, AP 4, D6 plus 2 damage, but only 18-inch range.
So D6 last cannons.
D6 last cannons, basically at 18 inches.
Or D6 plus 3 shots to strength 10, AP 2 damage 3. Okay.
So like more consistent
Or
shots.
12 shots with sustained hits 1, 8, 2, 2. Okay.
No, that's so they did put in order. You're comparing it actually with the Ichor here.
Okay.
So it's a 2d6 shotgun, strength 7, 2, 2. So slightly worse.
I feel like I'd have the last cannon.
I think you go for the last cannon.
Yeah.
Or because D6 shots and D6 damage still bothers me endlessly. I could see D6 plus 3 shots at 10, 2, 3.
I think I'd probably actually take that one.
Yeah, and 6-inch for the range. Yeah, I'd go
the Gore Storm cannon.
And then you have your option of Hades Gatling cannon, which is sustained hits 1, 12 shots, 8, 2, 2. Or the Skull Hurler, which is 2d6 shots, strength 14, AP 3, 3 damage.
I want the Hades Gatling cannon.
Yeah, probably
it's just 12 shots is way better than 2d6.
Yeah, I agree. And then, but there's a value to just lumping out like
bunch of
3d6 plus 3 damage 3 shots. Like just this thing
good.
Just hits.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, and you can CP reroll the 2d6 if that.
That's fair.
Ups.
Yeah, if you roll the ones.
So for combat, it's got 5 attack, strength 16, AP 4, damage 8. Horn's number. Or 15 attack, strength 8, AP 2, and 2 damage.
So he hits. He hits.
He's awesome.
So what you do is you take 2 of these things, and they hold hands, and you park them on an objective next to each other.
Rule of 3, baby. So, I don't know how much he costs, but he gets stuff really hard with his axe and his sword. I think it's great.
Yeah, remember he has sustained hits 5.
If this thing is cheap, it's like, just take it. Like, its profile is powerful.
Well, it's good, yeah.
It's gotta be Khorne, which means you can't undivided rerolls everything on it. But fine. You're the Forge Friend for that.
The Forge Friend.
Still, Khorne...
Toughness 13 is also very high.
Yeah, Toughness 13 is not gonna just roll over.
The Bright Lances wound you on 5s.
Pew pew! Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
So the Noctilith Crown, this thing is just a fortification. It's a toughness 11, 14 wounds. Friendly Heretic starting unit wholly with a 9 to the 4 is a 4-up invulnerable save. So why this isn't simply inferior to Abaddon, aside from 6 is bigger or smaller than 9. Abaddon's is within, not even wholly within, so it's actually functionally a much larger aura.
Also, Abaddon can walk.
And Abaddon can walk.
Yeah.
The thing that the Noctilith Crown does work on that Abaddon's doesn't is vehicles.
Oh. Okay.
So you can actually give like Forge Friend a 4-up invul, whereas Abaddon can't. But honestly, your stuff already has 5-ups. So like, be happy with that and move around the table instead of being tethered.
Your Rhino doesn't really need a 4-up invul.
Going second and having a 4-up invul on the Rhino is nice, but honestly, I don't want to pay however many points I have to pay. This thing is cheap, like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Like dirt cheap, because it doesn't do anything.
No.
Doesn't do.
Can't hold objectives. It
doesn't even infiltrate. Like it's just
no,
it is where
just
it
there.
Is. Trashtorr.
Trashtorr.
So did you say Trashtorr?
Yeah.
Oh, cute money. Oh, cute. When he moves 12, he's toughness 9, 2 up armor, 14 wounds, and a 4-up invul. Defensively, he's pretty decent. Toughness 9's a little soft with 14 wounds
it's
and 2 up, and 4 up is good. His hammer is awesome with devastating wounds, anti-vehicle 4+, 6 attack, strength 9, AP 1, and 3 damage. That's actually not great. I mean, dev wounds is great,
AP 1,
but
though.
AP 1, or it's got a sweet profile, which you won't use unless you're fighting like Gaunts.
Yeah.
And then Vashtor's Claw is a Torrent Flamer, strength 5, AP 2, 1 damage. Man, he is kind of Trashtorr. let's see if his amazing abilities make up for this.
Yes.
Unholy Mechanisms, when friendly demon vehicle units within 6 model adds +1 to the strength of that unit. Okay, so Forge Friend's going up to strength 11.
Yeah.
The Gatling Cannon's going up to strength 9.
I'm assuming he's going to cost a lot. He might not.
He might not.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably will. He seems to be trying to cost a lot. So what Agonized Machine Spirits? The end of your movement phase, select one enemy vehicle with an 18 invisible until the start of your next movement phase. Half its move and subtract 1 from the attacks
of melee weapons. Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. If Vashtorr is like dirt cheap, and then you do not even dirt cheap. If he's like in the 150 range, and I'm deciding to play vehicle spam, that's where I think he could fit in.
Did you know he's trying to be the 5th Chaos God?
He's not trying hard. Trashtorr.
Traitor Guardsmen. Do they do anything?
I mean, they got Guardsman guns over here.
They get cover?
Each time they are on an objective marker and they get shot, they get cover.
So they're just Guardsmen.
They're OC2.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
If they're cheap OC2.
I mean, why would I take this unit in a faction where I have Cultists and Accursed Cultists? Like, what? How many versions of Beastman? I have Beastman now.
Fellgor Beastman. They scout.
They scout. Okay, that's actually good and useful.
Plus 2 charge.
Some don't really have scout. Each time this unit declares a charge...
Can you take like 5 of these idiots?
Hold on. Each time this unit declares a charge, if one or more unit targets that charge within range of objective marker, add 2 to the charge. So you could use 7-inch charges out of reserve.
I'll have to take 10.
It's a 10-man unit.
They don't do anything.
They move better than regular
That's
cultists.
fair.
They scout and they plus 2 charge.
And the Legion's 4.
Okay, and 5 armor. I mean, like
if they're cheap,
if that's like comparable in cost to a cultist, it's just a better cultist.
That's fair. Yeah. You can give them a 4 pinball.
Fellgor, you can't take 20 man units now. So
that's
like,
fair. It's less annoying. Yeah.
This is what competitive 40k can be sometimes. Traitor Enforcer. So this is like an Ogre bodyguard that joins. He joins stuff. He joins the Traitor Guardsman. Do I have to read this? So he's got 3 wounds.
You get insane bravery for 0 CP.
Toughness 6 and 4 wounds on the big guy. He's kind of...
So it's a Traitor Commissary, probably?
And then, while this unit is leading it and contains it, you can use the Insane Bravery Strat for 0 CP. Okay. The big guy himself is a 4 feeling no pain, but I can't allocate attacks to him. So that's fairly
No. The Commissar dude has a 4 feel no pain. If you get shot with a sniper.
I don't
this
is pissing me off.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the Chaos Space. Why did they end like that?
Let's start it so good with Abaddon.
Let's go back to Abaddon. Look at him. Let's look at Abaddon. Where is he?
Where'd he go?
He's up here. Oh, scrolling. It's gotten the best of me. Oh, that's fine. Okay, everybody. That's Chaos Space Marines in a nutshell. That was fun. I'm excited. That was my first proper start to finish read through of the Codex. There's a lot more there than I initially thought. I was kind of thinking man, these Legionnaires and these Chosen, they're all side grades of each other, and they just apply the broken strat combo to do lethal and sustained hits. But no, the Raptors genuinely with the battle shock manipulation with Haarkan, obviously the Terminator brick, and my fave, the
Forge Friends.
The Forge Friends!
The Forge Friends!
I think Helldrakes legitimately have a play now.
I think Helldrakes are good.
Helldrakes are good.
I think just flying a Helldrake in and be like, I'm going to shoot you, and then I'm going to shoot you again.
What are you excited for in Chaos Space Marines?
Abaddon. And the Forge Friend.
You're excited for Abaddon and the Forge Friend to shoot?
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you to run Max Traitor Guardsman and Max Traitor Enforcer.
I'm gonna make the army of trash. Trash led by Abaddon coming to a game near you.
So, someone be the top donor for the month. So we can play Max Traitor Enforcers.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much everything for this stream, everybody. We got 3 more streams today. We got Death Guard 1000 Sons and World Leaders coming in. Well, I'm subbing out. Quinton's staying here. Jack's subbing in. Don't go anywhere. We got plenty more live streams coming. If you like this video, do us a favor and like the video. Leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. You gotta leave a comment for the comment gods.
And if you're in the war room and you're in our Discord, you can message us. You can talk to us about our thoughts. You can talk to me about Death Guard as you can go into that. Or Chaos Space Marines. I'll answer your Chaos Space Marine questions too.
So, if you become a War member, you can check out the 3-day free trial in the link below, vhx.warroom.tv. You get 3-day free trial. It doesn't cost you anything. You can cancel anytime. We are not a gym. This is very easy to do. And you know what? I'm sure you're going to be happy because we are producing so much content, all centered around helping you learn the game and become your best. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we will catch you later.